loves his life, Edward.
His life is going to have to change. William is not the man he used to be.
Don't you think you might be writing your patient off too soon?
And who are you, sir?
I'm Neil McNeil. I'm also a physician. A stroke, as you know, doesn't necessarily mean a living death. There are all kinds of new treatments.
With all due respect, Doctor, William Huddleston is my patient. I'll thank you to keep your opinion to yourself. Goodbye, Julia.
Goodbye, Edward.
Mrs. Huddleston.
You must have patience waiting, Doctor.
Mrs. Huddleston, is there anything I can do for you?
No. Thank you. I'm sorry. I've been so preoccupied. We haven't had a chance to talk. My daughter speaks very highly of you.
I think a lot of her, too.
So her father has told me.
Mrs. Huddleston, I hope you won't think I'm out of place if I tell you something. Christy loves you and her father very much, and she only wants to help.
You're angry with me, aren't you?
I'm trying not to be.
Christy, Edward Brant has been our family doctor since before you were born. I know he seems cautious.
He has given up on Daddy, and you're letting him.
I love your father. I want to do what's best for him.
Then let Dr. McNeil examine him.
Christy, I will not be spoken to that way.
I have to. I can't stand to see my father like this, and I know you can't either.
You're only a girl. Much too young to understand.
Mama. Look at me. I'm almost 20 years old. I've been living here for a year now. And I've been doing just fine.
Are you? Keeping one man dangling when you obviously have feelings for another?
Dr. McNeil is my friend. I respect his skill and dedication, that's all.
Christy, he may be the best country doctor in the world, but he's still a country doctor.
By choice. He went to a fine medical school in Scotland. He could have gone to any big city and probably been rich and famous, but he chose to practice here because he loves these people. Mama, please. Please let me send for him. What harm could it do?
It could break your father's heart. If Dr. McNeil's treatment didn't work, if your father's hopes were raised only to be crushed, it could kill him. I will not take that risk. I can't. I can't. Please don't ask me again.
Heathen savage!
Creed Allen, you are an intelligent young man, and yet you persist in saying the most ignorant things. Now look at this land. These mountains, the land that your cabin's built on. Do you know who settled it?
My great-granddaddy.
Before him?
You're gonna say Indians owned it.
No, sir. Because the Indian does not believe that anyone owns the land. They believe that we are custodians. That we are all supposed to take care of it. Exactly as it says in the Bible. But they were here first, and we run them off.
Because they were savages.
No, sir. Because we were greedy. 75 years ago, our army came in and forced the Cherokee to move away. 15,000 Cherokee. Now, what would you do if the army came in and forced your whole family to move thousands of miles away?
I'd fight them.
Some of them did fight. and they died. They were courageous but outgunned, so they were forced to leave. But the Cherokee refused to ride in the Army's wagons. They walked those thousands of miles, and thousands of them died on the way. And they called that the Trail of Tears. Some, however, escaped and hid in these mountains, like Billy Long's family.
Then they was cowards.
Creed, thee does not believe that.
They was cowards. People wouldn't say it if it wasn't true.
Don't you believe them. Don't you believe me either. Believe thine own eyes and ears. Now, Billy Long's a good man. A man you were right to admire. A man that I would be proud to have as a friend. And thee would too, if thee would listen to thy heart.
Working mighty hard, ain't you, preacher? You ought to be praying, not fixing Bob Allen's meal.
Bob didn't need me to pray. He needed a hand here so he and Jeb could sell firewood in El Peno.
You helped him cut it. 3 cords worth. I hear you've been doing chores all over the cove.
A few, here and there.
Well, I know folks are obliged. Is there something we could do for you?
Just tell everyone to come to Thanksgiving dinner at the mission.
Yeah, not much food around for Thanksgiving dinner.
Nope. But at least we'll all be together.
You're lucky I didn't think you were a turkey. I might have shot you.
How'd you know it was me?
No turkey makes that much noise.
Come on! How'd you know? I crept up just like you showed me.
You gotta think like what you're tracking. I thought like you. So, now you want to hunt with me?
I want to go back to the way things was.
We can't. One that died this year can't be brought back to life. But that dead corn fertilizes the soil, feeds the new plants that grow in the springtime. You can't go back. But you can go forward. If you're smart enough to think like a Cherokee. Do that.
Is that for the O'Teals?
Yes.
I've seen them going home from school.